All right, hey, it's Shane Button here with Country 93.1, joined by Brett Kissel, who has had a pretty good couple of weeks. You know, the album release a couple of weeks ago on February 28th, right at the end of the month there. Let Your Horses Run, title track has been out for a while now, your previous single. Uh, some new stuff, a few songs people have heard, right? Let Your Horses Run, of course, Two of Us with Cooper Allen, which we'll get to that shortly. Latest single, Another One, two songs that are already released, but then five completely brand new. No one had heard them until the 28th tracks, including one with Phil Vassar. Which, first of all, how do you get a song with him? Like I mean, he's known for everything. He's written for Tim and for Alan Jackson and you name it, right?
Well, writing with Phil was extraordinary, and I think that's what makes this whole album so unique is that if you're going song by song, you don't know what you're going to get, yet everything has a cohesive feel as we peel back a lot of layers, over the course of my career and this wonderful genre that is country music. So Phil Vassar and I have had a friendship for quite a few years, and we wanted to write a story song and bring that back. You listen to Kenny Chesney's "Yeah, Man, That's the Good Stuff," or you listen to all these other great songs that tell epic stories. It's not really that common in country music anymore. Yet Phil and I wanted to bring that back, and I think the story that we wrote between an old rich guy and a young guy down on his luck, trying to trade places, realizing what wealth and what rich really is a song that I'm probably the most proud of on this record.
I was going to ask because I know there's a very emotional one on there, right? Close to you, about your grandparents and the video that's been out for a little while now on your YouTube channel with an incredibly touching video. So I was curious. Obviously, that's going to rank right up there, but is that's got to be one of your most emotional songs to perform? I would imagine, right?
Well, it certainly is. Country music is always emotional. I've always chosen to be vulnerable and kind of, release those sides, to me and show those sides. But this one in particular, I didn't know, even though my grandparents have been passed away for quite a few years, I didn't know that sometimes it would be still so fresh, feeling those feelings of missing them, but writing a song about missing them. It wasn't their gravesite, even though I see it and I go and I visit it regularly. I don't feel their presence there. It's when I'm listening to the radio and one of their favorite songs comes on, or when, of course, I'm going through an old photo album, or my grandpa drove a 1990, red Ford F-150. Whenever I see that at a stoplight, I almost still think I'm going to see him driving it. So I wanted to write a song about that, and it's captured some great emotion and a really special feel from really special feel from my fans who've said that they resonate with that song so much too.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, the lyrics are so personal, but the video is incredible because of all the pictures and like I'm guessing those are actual photos of your family and your grandparents and stuff. I would assume,
Yeah, they are.
and that makes it a million times more touching when you watch it. So I was curious about that one. I want to kind of go back to the beginning of the album though, because it's a very different sound, different feel for you in a way, right? It's got a very edgy, gritty, especially the first song, "Cowboys and Dreamers." I feel like it's an old Western movie shootout when I'm
Yeah.
listening to it. That's the vibe I got. I'm like, and by the way, that's that one, and then "Get the Hell Out of This Town" are my two favorite songs on the album. But I think "Cowboys and Dreamers" is
Thanks,
my,
buddy.
my favorite one. But it's got a good progression, right? And then it starts off that way. You get to Cooper Allen in your song "Two of Us," and then it gets the tone feel changes a little bit, but still a bit of a change for you in general. So I'm guessing that layout was on purpose, putting the two of us in the middle with a slight shift at the end. Was that by design?
I always focus on track listing. So the quick answer is yes. It was all by design, and there's a bit of a science or a method behind the madness. Um, I definitely wanted to take people on a journey if they chose to dive into the record. Back when I was listening to music, and I kind of can't believe I'm saying this, but as one of the guys who's one of the veterans now in the business, I would listen to records from Brooks and Dunn or Charlie Major, Paul Brandt, and I would listen to it from start to finish, track one to track 10, and it always told a great story. In today's day and age, people just listen to a song that they like and then that's it. They go on to the next artist. But if somebody chose to take a deep dive into Let Your Horses Run, the entire album, it would tell a story, and it would take you on a really special musical journey. And so, yes, I wanted Cowboys and Dreamers to set the tone from the beginning of me just saying, I'm a guy from the West. I grew up in the West. I love the code of the West. And that's how it is with Cowboys and Dreamers like me. And it would be a great way to kick things off.
I think it did. Like I said, it's my favorite. It's my favorite song on the album, for sure. I want to talk a bit about something you posted a couple days ago on your Instagram. Before we actually started talking, we were talking about our kids and how they grew up so fast. And you posted an adorable video of your daughter singing the first song from Frozen, right? I think is what it was. And it got me thinking because, my daughter's 2.5, and, I'm always, I can't sing. And sometimes she tells me to stop, and I say, why am I bad? And she goes, yes. I'm like, okay, fine. But, I like to just mess with lyrics, and I'll pick whatever, and I'll just sing about whatever we're doing, right? Pick a song that is a popular song with the melody and make up the words. And she's starting to do that now. She'll just walk around the house, changing the words to be completely random to what happy birthday should be. And I saw that with there, and I just thought it was an adorable thing to see your kids singing like that to you, which must be a thrill, right? You do it for a career, and they've got the confidence to sing to you. Do you work with them on their singing? Do you encourage it? Do you just kind of let them do their own thing and see what happens?
I would say a lot of it is just letting them sing their hearts out. It's the most beautiful thing to witness and to experience the same way you're doing with your kids. Yes, they're picking up little tricks and lyrics and stuff like that from me. They know that I'm a country singer and that music is a really, really big part of our lives. I'm not pushing them to become singers in any way, shape, or form, but they're very, very excited to learn a new song or to, they are in musical theater and, in dance and all that kind of stuff. So they're very artistic, but it is the most special thing as a dad to listen to them come into their own as wonderful little singers. And all of them are doing it, all four. And I can't
Wow.
believe how lucky I am to witness it.
So are they all country fans? Do they kind of listen to everything? Is there a genre like someone's starting to listen to death metal, and you're like, what are you doing?
No, there it well, for me, I'm one of those maybe I'm like a 1970s dad. While you're under my roof, it's gonna be country. So I say that as a joke. Cecilia, she listens to all these other genres and great pop songs and rock songs. But for me, like when I'm cooking breakfast, it's country music and it's only classic country. So they get to choose, but it's going to be Dolly Parton, it's going to be Tammy Wynette, it's going to be or artists of the 90s, Pam Tillis, Lori Morgan, Trisha Yearwood, Martina McBride. So they know that when they're listening in the truck with dad, it's country.
Good. And not just, current stuff. I like that. You give them a history lesson at the same time, right?
Well, and you have to, we got to keep the roots of the genre alive.
Absolutely. I mean, country's such a cyclical genre, right? What's new becomes, or what's old becomes new again. And you're seeing that with a lot of the 90s sound coming through, which I mentioned. It kind of, like this beginning of this album sounds like an old Western, right? Like, which kind of feels a lot like how kind of some stuff in the 90s was. It's got that, the banjos are coming back, the steel guitars are coming back. And I love that you can have that mixed in with the more popular stuff from the Luke Bryans and maybe Morgan Wallens, but then you've also got the swampier stuff from the Jelly Rolls, and you got it's such a amazing variety right now with that 90s kind of bubbling up a little bit now, and I think that's going to be the next big thing again for a while, but that's just my prediction, so we'll see.
No, I think your prediction is so accurate. I mean, you're in the heart of it. You're at country radio, and you service a really special market in Timmins where there's a lot of blue collar people, who work hard for a living, and country music is the genre that tells those stories. Jelly Roll is doing a great job of it. Alan Jackson did an amazing job of it. I'm trying my best to do the best job that I can of telling those stories too. So when a new record comes out, I love the looks that we're getting in the big city, the big billboards in downtown Toronto, but it's getting the opportunity to, spend time in smaller communities because let's be honest, those are my kind of people.
And that is a beautiful segue into the fact that you are coming to Timmins. It was just announced for our Rock on the River Festival, headlining the Saturday night here. And your buddy Cooper Allen is going to be opening up for you, which is incredible. July 19th is when you're on the whole festival, July 18th and 19th. Tickets on sale very soon. If you're watching this on the day it's getting posted, it's tomorrow they're going on sale. If you're after the fact, they're on sale now, March 14th, rather, rotr.ca. But let's talk about this. You're coming to Timmins. Have you been here before? I don't. If so, it's a long time ago because it hasn't been since I've been here.
Well, there's a song by Johnny Cash that he covered of Hank Snow's. It's called "I've Been Everywhere, Man. I've Been Everywhere." But I've never been to Timmins. I've been
Wow.
everywhere except Timmins. So I think if there's anything I'll say, it's that we need to make up for lost time, and that's why when I hit the stage, I'm calling it right now. It's going to be my show of the summer.
Wow. We look forward to it. Absolutely. I'm with Cooper Allen there. I know. I'm assuming you're going to bring him out. You're going to do two of us together. Can we
Well,
expect it?
100%. I mean, with Cooper being there, he is one of my favorite performers, and he's one of the best human beings on planet Earth. So I'm just as excited, just like all of your listeners and all of your fans. I'm just as excited to be watching his show before my show. Like, I can't wait for it. It's going to be epic, and what a great lineup it's going to be. I mean, I hope nobody's got any plans on Sunday. Um, and no plans to wake up early because we will party all night long. Mark my words.
Well, country fans and country festivals, some of the best parties you'll ever go to, right? And a couple of years now of Rock on the River having country there, and I've heard it from the organizers that the beer tent sells a lot on the country nights. I think more than they
Well, of
expected, which is
course it
wonderful.
does. Of course it does. Nobody's going to outdrink the Cowboys. Like, it ain't going to happen.
Exactly. So I want to talk about Cooper Allen for a second, because you got your song together. But he had such a presence on social media, right? Like he had those the parody kind of parody songs, like changing lyrics to stuff like that. How did you guys come together? Because it doesn't seem like it was, he's not wasn't touring around, he wasn't doing a whole lot necessarily in that sense yet, but
Well,
getting
I
there
think
now. How'd you meet?
Cooper and I are the only couple that's met online without having to swipe right or swipe left. You know, like that's what I've said for years now. We met through TikTok, and he was coming up to Canada. I think he's playing the Kitabala and a few other places. And he says, "Man, Canada, y'all been so good to me. I need to do a duet with a Canadian artist. Tag your favorites in the comments below." And I mean, I was tagged 1,000 times. So of course I sent him a DM and say, "Well, I think your crowd has spoken. It looks like we need to do something." And we ended up meeting up in Nashville about a week later. It was that quick. And we wrote two of us a week after he posted that thing on TikTok. And that's the beauty of social media. A lot of people talk about the darkness of social media, the negativity of social media, the frustration of social media. But you know what? It also can do some pretty cool things. And it brought Cooper and I together, and we formed a hell of a friendship.
Yeah, well, I mean, the song is so fun, right? You can't write something like that if you don't have chemistry, right? Like it's a fun song. I know you performed together before.
Well,
You've
and
done
it
it
was
live.
beers too. It wasn't just chemistry. It was beers. We said, let's crack a few cold ones and let's see where this thing goes. And we wrote two great songs actually. In back to back days, and two of us was just so special. We couldn't not release it.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Looking forward to seeing you here in Timmins, Rock on the River. July 19th is when you're here. ROTR.ca for tickets. They'll be on sale March 14th. And of course, the new album is out. It's doing amazing. One of the top albums so far. I don't know, as someone's watching this, who knows where it is on the charts, but it blew up
Doesn't matter.
immediately.
Nobody needs to check. But you and I mean, it was number one for the
It
first
was number
week.
one. Yeah, there you go.
So don't check because it doesn't matter. All we need to know is at least for 1 week it was number one.
It hit number one. That's the important part, right? Let your horses run out now. Listen to it from start to finish, like we were talking about. Go on the journey if you get a chance. Throw it on, listen to the whole thing. It's incredible. So I don't want to take up any more of your time. You're sitting on the side of the road there, watching all the cars go past.
No, again, buddy, like I appreciate your time. I really do.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it. Thanks so much. We look forward to seeing you, and yeah, we'll see you in a couple months.
Okay, you betcha, dude. We'll see you in a few months.
Take care.
Okay,
Bye.
bye for now.